Welcome back. Let's carry on. We had nice requests, and some of them rolled over to this week. And the first one that we want to look at is Arcelor Mittal. Peter asked about this, and he's quite keen. And I would like to say, Peter, you know my method by now. If I'm a little bit uncertain, if I see a share looks like this, it's now 45 cents. Can you believe it that this company many years ago was well over 100 Rand? Look at it. There's a 90 Rand. It went almost to 93 Rand. It's scary. Oh no, sorry. I'm quite right. It went as high as 260 Rand in the years of 2008. And just to fill you in, and I mentioned it before, be careful of commodity stocks, because what happens is they rally beautifully. I mean, look at this rally. It went from 127 in a few months to 257, and then it plummeted all the way down to 63, and we are right there at the bottom now. So maybe, Peter, you're looking for a buying opportunity. And if I look at this chart, the momentum is still 100% clearly to the downside. There you are. It's on the brink of breaking this line. So you've got an option here. And if I look at it, you can almost say that there is also a falling wedge. Let's have a look at this. There's a falling wedge. Maybe that will be of interest to you. Let's just do that. You can see what I'm talking about. Well, if it breaks this level of 62 cents, I think that will be your first opportunity to look at the chart. Peter, if you buy above 62, I mean, if I've got a company that the share price once was above 260 Rand, and it's back at 45 cents, I will say if I buy it above 62, I will definitely stick to a stop loss of 35 cents. And if I'm really a desperate holder of the stock, I will use this low, and that is 14 cents. This is maybe one company that can turn around, but I'm looking at this falling wedge, and where's the target of it? Let's just use that width. There you are, and let's extend that to the top. It can maybe take the share to 340. It's early days. For me, I will just wait for it to show some input there, and otherwise, I will just sit on my hands and I'll wait for the stock to really show that it gives, what's a golden rule? Some higher lows, because higher lows tell you there's some buyers. Lower lows tell you that there's plenty sellers that love to sell the stock at the moment. Let us have a look at PPC. Now, Roger asked about PPC. Now, PPC is in the doldrums, and I can remember many years ago there was a company that wanted to buy the company. I cannot remember for how much, but if I look at this classic waterfall formation. There's the high, and it does lower highs all the way. That just tells you there's plenty sellers selling the stock, and at the moment I cannot see that any of these buyers wants to buy. There's a low, there's maybe a higher low, but I will say, let's use this horizontal line. Then we know, if it breaks above this level of 1 Rand and 20 cents, then at least we know that the stock wants to turn around, and then we've got a low. Let's just zoom it out a little bit so that you can see. Then we've got a low. Then we will have a higher low and a higher high confirming. Then at least this downtrend is finished, and then we can maybe look. So I will say, Roger, above 120, the chart looks okay. I will use a stop loss of 71. That's a little bit big. Let's use a narrower one to protect capital. 97 cents. Above 120, it looks okay. But below that, 120, not to buy. And the targets, 173. Just shows you if these small caps can take on, they can really surprise us and rally to the top. But early days here, and I'm not excited until the stock goes above 120, and then the clerk will change his tune. Well, let's have a look at Tesla. Tesla is that one company in the world that is just flying. I see the other day they're manufacturing some cars now for the Chinese market. and that everybody is happy with them, and they believe that the company can just do better and better and better. And if I look at this chart, let's have a look here. Look at this beautiful rally. I mean, from $100 in August 2019 all the way up to $1,500. And I mean, beautiful Lampole formation, prime example. But what do I see? There you are. That is the first warning signal. There's the high. Then it comes back to find support. Then it goes up, but it cannot take out that high. That is negative for me. And if it breaks this line, 1414, and it did, and now it is just below psychological level of 1400, and it's starting to make lower highs. Be careful of the company, because if it really starts to come under pressure, there is your proper support. And that support will wait at around $1,100. That is about $300 from now on. And I will only get positive if it is, well, Sam, you asked about it, if it gets above 1415. Below 1415, I think the market tells us this Lampole formation is calling for some sellers. And be careful, it can maybe just surprise us with a little bit of more downside to the downside if it carries on. Because in this kind of market, everything is good news. Vaccine, battery cars, stimulus, everything is just good news. The market looks through all the bad news and it just goes higher and higher and higher. What you must do is you mustn't worry about your neighbor that struggles. You don't need to worry about anybody that loses their job. You must just buy stocks because it cannot go lower. It can just go higher. Trever asks about Oando. Let's have a look at Oando. There you are. Well, Trever, this company is still a tiny company. It is not a massive company. And if I look at the chart, it's starting to give us like what we will call a beautiful rounding bottom. Rounding bottom. Let's just show you. There you are. And there you are. Now, this is positive because look what happens. It is building a nice base, and that makes me positive. But remember, the stock is a tiny stock and it trades now at 29. But what's interesting, if it goes above this level, it's on the brink of taking out a resistance. That resistance sits at 31 cents. When that 31 cents turn into a support, you can easily see that this rounding bottom has given the buyers an opportunity to accumulate shares at lower levels. And if it breaks above that 31 cents, you can easily take the stock all the way to this resistance. And there you are. There's a resistance. And there's another one. There's plenty in between. Sorry, that one is a little bit skewed, guys. Let's do that one there. And then there's another one there. So if this 31 cents turns into a support, where's my next resistance levels? 40, 47, 52, 60 cents, and even as high as 67. Let's rather just use a stop loss. We don't know. The stop loss is at 21 cents. So buy at 31, stop loss at 31. Buy at 31, stop loss at 21, and plenty upside from there. Well, let's have a look at City Lodge. Let's have a look at City Lodge. Let's go there. Let's see. And just carry on. Give us a little bit of a chance there. There you are. Well, City Lodge, I mean, brilliant company, doing a BEE deal. We had COVID and everything just falls apart, and they had to issue some shares the other day coming out of a rights issue. And this share at the moment is not looking through all the bad news. It is still right in the dumps. But what we can say, since the low of the other day, this is a weekly chart, the stock went up from 3.14 to 4.54. That's already a massive bounce. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Now let's first have a look at this. I will use this line. There's the resistance line. That is sitting at 6.55. above 65, stock will at last show that it wants to go up. Because what do we see here? We still see a ugly waterfall formation all the way to the downside. We see some new lows. That double bottom did surprise me a little bit. I was optimistic, and then the company came out and they said, listen, we want to issue some shares, and the share is down. So let's wait for that 655, and then if it breaks above that, use a stop loss of 423. And if it goes, I mean, it can just go, it can skyrocket, but I think we need a lift in the economy out of some places where we are now. No selling of smokes or even alcohol. Not good, but let's hope it comes around and people start to travel again. Well, let's have a look at Ethereum and the US dollar. There you are. Yeah, you are. Now, if we look at Ethereum, and Abu asked about it. Abu, first of all, looks okay. There's a low, there's a higher low, looks like a higher low again, and it's this resistance. But Abu, if I look at this price of Ethereum, I will say that above this level of 305, it can actually go higher, and it's now trading at 380. In actual fact, if you want to chase momentum, chase it. Use 305 as your stop loss, and your targets to the top will be 438 and even 490. Just keep in mind, if gold comes under pressure, we can maybe be surprised, and some of this other cryptocurrencies can maybe also come under pressure. But at the moment, you can take it, and as a friend of mine said, not going like a Boeing anymore because they're not around anymore, but rather go fly Airbuses or something like that. Well, visit our website www.fransdeclair.com for more info, and we will chat again.